All right, traders. Hey, welcome on back here this Friday to close things out for this day, for this week, not for this year. Brand new start to this year, though. Great to see everybody here, though, this January 2nd. Happy birthday to my niece, Eliza, as if she's tuning into this meeting here. Great to have Lita, Grant, Lawrence, all of our students and members here. Also, a big happy birthday shout out to Rich, our guy Rich here, who, of course, is one of our instructors here. He does a lot of stuff on the back end that you don't see, but he's the man of a million different hats. So give a quick happy birthday shout out to Rich. But Andrea, Joe, Uday, Lawrence, all of us though here. Otherwise, hey, keep in mind we do have our class coming on up this afternoon. You saw the link just before, and at least I'll prevent you from having to scroll up to click it again. But there you go. I just mentioned it in the chat. We have our class finishing up today at 3:05 Eastern time today, the Phase 3 course. So if you click that link, room should be open. You should be good to go. Keep in mind that's a class accessible for any of our students that are gold, platinum, diamonds level students of CTU. So that's obviously today here, 3 o'clock, finishing things up. Well, it's supposed to be technically for the December classes, but obviously here January 2nd. But that's the gold course, the Phase 3 stock course. So looking forward to trading in front of our students there. I always appreciate the ability to teach that class myself. Yeah, Fausto for the first 3. Then I always appreciate him giving me the chance to do it there for you this afternoon. So I'll be in class for any of our members that are not joining us in class. Keep in mind, Rich will be back next week, but there's going to be no audio here in this trading room as most of our students, gold, platinum, diamond, are going to be with me in the class there. So at least best of luck trading going into the close. If you're any of our members here that don't have access to the class, then we'll look to work together as a team in the room. But obviously, we'll be back on Monday, full fresh week, and we'll be good to go at that point. So either way, SIDU heading into the afternoon right now. I just tried it. I went break even. Just it wasn't making that proverbial big move shortly after, so I bailed. I was in from 431, closed at 430. It popped back up a little bit afterwards, but still seems like I haven't been missing out too much on it yet. It's really not going anywhere, and that's not necessarily bad, but it's not necessarily good. If it just kind of lingers here and then pops more, then we'll see where it can take us. For the afternoon, I'll put it on our list, just to at least try it out and put it back on there. It's a very strong trade. Well, today, still pretty strong, up about 37, 38%. But even after the common stock offering that this thing had back from the evening of the 22nd, well, it flew back up afterwards. It's been an incredible swing trade from that point. Been a good day trade, of course, with that in mind, too. It has good order book, nice tight spread. It's testing the high from Wednesday. So you got that there. Now, what we'll just do, though, is go from top to bottom. Otherwise, I'm on a couple trades here. One day, one swing. I'm going to be in this fig for a while. I got out on Chipotle, though. Fausto and I both got out on Chipotle earlier. Maybe we'll just go to that at the end. But we'll see what we have here. The LVRO doesn't seem like it's going anywhere right now. It's kind of lower highs. It tried to pop from a Fausto flag earlier, but came back down. Kind of flavor of the morning, flavor of the hour. That's all that one there. BNAI is definitely trying to prove something to us here. I mean, it just even now just shook back up. But throughout the afternoon, making these higher lows, it just has been having a tough time making the new HOD. So similar to the SIDU trade, no problems putting this back on our watch list. This is an AI company, Brand Engagement Network Inc. Just good spread. Obviously, it's cheap, so that's good, for us. Trade more shares of it. But that aside, it has really good orders out there. Wow. Take your eyes off a stock for a little while. I forget to see it. You forget like how far it really falls off. This DVLT trade, right? It was the best of times, then it was the worst of times. This thing came crumbling back down. I mean, we took our eyes off this trade after it gapped down here, pulled back. Can't really short it. So, unless it was going to come back up, be on the gainers list one day, then we're moving on to greener pastures, quite literally. So at least today, it's up over 56, 57%, nipping back over $1. Does it hurt for us to put it on our list here for today? Nah, it doesn't. Another cheap stock that pushed over $1 earlier this morning, PRZO. Look how well this did. So, it's kind of hard to ignore these trades because not only do they pop up on our scanners here in like little old CTU land, they pop up on the rest of the scanners otherwise. Gen pop out there, general population. You'll start seeing more people pile into these trades. So another stock, PRZO, maybe now the shake. If it holds here, maybe we'll come back to it. Let's see what else we got. Something that might look stronger here at this point. So the day trade I'm in on right now, and I've been in on this damn thing since the morning, the UAVS trade. So at least in the morning hours today, we knew that, well, we knew to set the bar low, right? We never know what type of day we're ever going to get, but typically you should set the bar low today in terms of expectations. And hey, if you get your nickels and dimes, then great. If you do more than that, then that's a huge pat on the back. That's like really good then. If you exceed your expectations. But this is where, from the morning hours, we were commenting on this trade, even beginning in pre-market. Here we go. Cheap stock moving over $1. But this is where I was saying, it held well over this $1, 102 level back in June of last year before it ran over 300%. Not just $1, but specifically 102. And from 103. So for right now, we're going to put this on our list because it's near at the highs here. There is a chance for this to make a much better move for the afternoon. If it wants to keep pushing up, though, I'm going to say it's got some resistance right around these prices here at like 138, 135, maybe even. I gave you a couple levels otherwise in the chat. I just want to make sure our students and myself are good to go for class coming on up. So we'll actually attend to this trade, focus on this trade when we're trading live in phase 3. But yeah, for right now, a good trade either way. SIDU already on our list. That's kind of back on up right now as well. So it's nice to see. Sable Offshore, this has been on a nice little move back up. There was a lot of scrutiny on this trade going back into the end of October, beginning of November. Good day today. So maybe we're going to see continuation on this as well. I don't mind adding it. My bread got butter on this short here today. This IRWD was a nice long, even before all that, actually, in pre-market. Pre-market, this was a really nice trade. Good order book, so that's what it made it attainable. But it made a pretty good push above resistance, popped up even more after the open. This was actually a pretty good short, though, afterwards. So, I ended up doing even better on the short than I did in pre-market on the long. Right now, it's kind of washed up, though. Done for today. Now, I think Bitcoin's up a little bit. You got like the mining stocks up a lot. You got other sectors that are doing good here today. Rare earth mineral stocks like USAR, that's doing pretty nice. Quantum, nuclear, uranium, like all of those sectors are pretty hot right now, at least for today. So we got to be a little picky and choosy now at this stage. I don't want to build up a 30 stock watch list, but energy storage, EOS, like we're a big fan of the stock here. So wouldn't mind seeing that on our list. Plug, yeah, it's like watching the grass grow here, a little slow. I called that out before. But a lot of trades that are up over 10%, let alone 5. So, ASTS, space stocks, right? Poet, whatever they do, right? That's been a nice stock of late as well. Robotics, you name it, it's pretty much up right now. It's kind of funny to say that because, well, at least up until the last 10 minutes, but otherwise the market here has been pretty flat and stagnant here today, and it's actually below the level that we need it to be above. So, unless if we see a really strong slingshot, some of these trades may taper off. IREN kind of slowing down a bit there. TMC is doing good. That's another rare earth mineral stock. All right, let's see if there's any good shorts, just, maybe making their own move, something totally different that we could just kind of put on our list by itself. A lot of the ETFs, at least a lot of the ETFs, holy smokes. Or just the small cap stocks from earlier this week, FJET, VNDA, SOPA. You knew that those would be down at some point. All right, so that didn't really help too much. Everything on the losers list are all the inverse ETFs because all the stocks are up. So quantum, space, and then the BMNR, I guess. But if there's anything that you prefer, folks, let me know. Again, something like this I could put on our list, but then we got to go through everything else and build up like a 20 stock, 25 stock watch list. You don't need to do that, especially for, I know we're after the holiday season now, but that's exactly the point. Smart money trickles back into the market slowly but surely. Next week, week after, things should be pretty interesting at that point. But at least for right now, maybe I'll just kind of put QBTS and Rigetti on our list. We're very familiar with those in particular. Obviously, we're pretty familiar with a lot of these trades either way. All right, Sharon, Joe, Andrea, Uday. Let me know if anything else looks good, folks. I mean, if there's anything else that you see that you'd want me to look at here briefly that we haven't yet. APLD had a good push earlier on today. That seems like it's slowing down a bit, though. Lunar has a little move to it here. Maybe if you're looking for a cheaper space stock, Rocket Lab's probably your strongest, but Lunar is your cheapest, and that could be, a more tradable opportunity. The BMNR, I don't think I added to our list yet. I'll kind of do that. I'm just going to add a select amount of these here that we kind of just sifted through as far as, side list stocks that seem pretty strong at this point. Leda, appreciate you as always. Simulcast on YouTube as well as live inside our trading room there. All right, folks. Hey, we're going to wrap up at least for the time being. Hey, if you have not done so already, we're heading into the weekend. This is the time to do it. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be kind of catching up to the rest of the team here inside CTU. But this is where, over this weekend, if you have not done so yet, make it a point to figure out what your resolutions, your goals are for 2026. And of course, in terms of life and health and happiness, but well, hey, with trading, right? Why are we doing what we're doing here? What's the point? What are we trying to accomplish? What are you looking to accomplish before the end of 2026? So it's best to have these goals laid out, resolutions laid out beforehand, right? And especially by the end of this very month, you can try and catch up with yourself, kind of sit yourself down and say, all right, where do I stand? Did I accomplish what I set out to do? Or am I just wasting my time? Right now, I don't mean to sound blunt in that way, but it's true. You want to accomplish things across this calendar year. So it's easy to let a lot of those resolutions and goals slip through your fingers and slip through the cracks. So it's best to get on top of it now before you don't want to do that later on. All right, folks. ONDS new high, and then maybe one from KHGV. Is that a ticker? Yeah, it is. Hilton. Sorry. It's up 2%. Maybe it's setting up for some sort of swing trade, Kate. Doesn't seem like it trades a lot of volume. So not like a day trading stock, but maybe it could be something for a swing. ONDS in terms of like a day trade. Yes, because it's at the highs. It's up over 5%. It's one pretty familiar with. Good order book, good volume. But not only is it day trade, though, so Hilton could be a good swing, Kate. The ONDS, though, as well, not just a good day trade, but seemingly moving back up to resistance around like 11.50, $12 there. So another good stock. I don't mind kind of slipping on our list here as well. But I'll tell you what, though, there's a lot of other trades to look at. Let's start with these here first, folks. SIDU, BNAI, UAVS here. We'll see if that can keep pumping up for me and a few of us here inside our room. I look forward to seeing most of us in class coming on up. And then otherwise, we'll repost the link there in just a bit if you had missed out on the link for class. It's already posted like all throughout the room, alerts in the chat. Either way, we're going to repost it one more time for you. And then, again, if you're not joining me in class, best of luck heading into the close. But, for all of us here, either way, I look forward to seeing you in class. If not there, then otherwise back on Monday here. Take care.